leather gloves, we're slapping in hams, popcorn and peanuts, we're working the stands, pink cotton candy, love on a stick, who's chasing the beer, the trick of the lips, play ball, play ball, roll up the bases and smack it right over the wall, play ball, play ball.
Stop unmuting me. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Laughter Saves Live here on Strong Island Television from Paradise Studios in beautiful Massapequa, New York. I am still remote COVID-wise from Belmore next to my Greek neighbors who are lovely people. And Mary is from outside of LA. What is the town that you're in, Mary?
Van Nuys.
Van Nuys. I've been to Van Nuys, in fact.
Mm-hmm.
Remember when we went out to dinner? In fact, the next gentleman, I don't know if Chuck was on that class.
He might have been in Santa Clarita.
That's I taught for LSU.
Yeah.
And you know what? I took Mary out to dinner. Did I not, Mary?
You took me to Buca di Beppo. I was afraid it was going to be Olive Garden, but you treated me well.
Mary, do you remember I took care of you?
You took care of me. He bought me dinner, and I didn't have to put out.
That's right.
See? It was good. I don't know. Am I allowed to be like that on your show? I don't know.
Yes. And you know what, Mary? You know what? That was one of the topics I wanted to talk to you up front. I haven't been teaching a lot this year, especially getting on a plane. I haven't gotten on a plane since January, let's say, around there. Last January, maybe February. Yeah. Right. And I taught at JFK Airport recently. And the last few weeks, I've been teaching at the port in Elizabeth, New Jersey, Customs.
Oh, wow.
And I'm staying in a hotel. I should have put some gel. I'm staying, first commercial break. I am staying in a hotel now, Mary. They do the breakfast a little different.
Right.
Buffet breakfast. They can't do buffet breakfast, COVID, right? So, but they'll make an omelet to order.
Delish.
Omelet to order. And they put it in a little container. You go up to your room and you eat it. They have you spread out there, but I want to. So every morning I go down and I get an omelet. And then what I would do, free breakfast, because I'm a Diamond member. I'm not just saying. And I go down and I take the $2 out and I put it in a tip jar and I go, guys, and I make sure they see it, because if they turned around cooking, I'm there like this. And then he turns around and I go, hey, I got a little something for you. But Mary, I want to be known as a big tipper in my life. I'm at the point where I want people to see me walk into a place and go, that's the guy with the tips.
But you're giving him $2. What are you doing?
Well, listen. Now, here's why. Day 4, 4th day I'm in the hotel.
Right.
I come down not with $2 bill anymore, Mary.
Oh, what?
The guys, my last morning here. Thanks for everything. You guys are wonderful. I take out a 5, Mary. Pot up paying. I slap it on the table so everything vibrates. Right? Everything is. And I said, hey, guys, that's for you.
Shut up. Stop it. That's ridiculous.
Like I threw a 50 down. I'm like, right? So now what I do is, Mary, if I'll go into the deli and just get like one of my iced teas, $2 unsweetened tea with a splash, I say. Because I'm pre-diabetic, stay away from the sugar, with a splash. Every few days, if the same girl's there, I'll say, hey, it's $5, be taking care of my iced tea. Now, who gives a $5 tip for an unsweetened tea? Am I right? Nobody.
Yeah. No, you're right.
But now, what does she look at me as the next time? The big tip, $5 only cost me. I'm the guy now. I strut in like this, right? And she goes, hey, John, how you doing?
And you take out but why are you paying her 5 and those other guys nothing?
I don't know. There's no rhyme or reason to my stupidity, Mary.
But at least you're tipping. Because when I was on the road, pregnant, I might add, I was on the road with a lady who wouldn't tip, and she left it to the other girls on tour. So we ended up having to tip for her. I'm not going to say who, but
no, yeah. Say who's not the tipper?
I can't. No,
All
because
right,
I
you know
like
what?
her and she's a
Send
good.
me a text message on the chat, and then I will divulge it.
You're gonna divulge it?
I'll divulge it then.
No, you can't. No.
I'll slip. All right, you're right. You're right.
But that's what I'm saying. So at least I know this. If John and I go on the road, at least I know he'll give $2.
Here's what I'm going to do, Mary, because you know a lot of people, right? Mary, you know, let's be honest.
Yes.
You're an LA chick. You've been on a national show. You know a lot of people.
Right.
So if I take care of your meals and go, Mary, I got the tip, you're going to be telling everybody John is the guy. He took care of me. You'll be telling everybody he left the tips. He bought me a meal. No,
because I will have to, because when I was on Shameless, they put me up for 2 weeks and I was in Chicago.
Yes.
I was in my room. I left the maid or the housekeeper quite a substantial tip for the 2 weeks that I was there.
Because you're a slob, Mary. You made everyone a mess.
No, I didn't. And what I'm saying to you is I probably will go behind your back and give them more money.
More money. That's what my wife does. She's a big tipper, like with a regular check. Now wait, if the check gets to be around,
Paula and I, yes.
Yeah, if the check gets to be around $20, now to be known as a good tipper, right? That's like you got to start leaving what, $5? No more than that, right? $20. What's 10%?
$10.
2%. So how much? $10?
So because $5 is $5 of 20 is, well, that would be a 40% tip if I left $10.
Right. And that's what my wife would do. And that's when I start getting nervous now, because I'm a big tipper with small checks. You know, if we're getting in a $40, $50 check, I'm not a big tipper anymore. You know what I'm saying? I'm a regular tipper then.
10% of that is $10. So you should be leaving on a $50 check. You should be leaving at least $15, John.
I do.
Okay. All right.
When I'm with Paula, let me finish that statement. Mary, here's what I did. I taught last week. I was exhausted.
Right.
It's a long day. I'm running around every day, lugging some equipment. I was tired. I twinged my back a little, putting the box into the car, taking it to FedEx. It's a big box.
Right.
So you're looking at me going, no way. Yes,
No.
I hurt myself a little bit. So now my back hurts. I'm tired. What do I do Saturday morning to rest? Get COVID number 2. Bada bing. Oh, do I still have the Band-Aid on? You slob. I still have the Band-Aid on. So,
for God's sakes.
Yeah. What is today? Tuesday. Like, what
did you get though? Which one?
Pfizer.
Pfizer too.
Number 2. And by Monday, I napped on top of nap on top of nap. I was so like this, right? And guess what I had today? My grandson, the goose all day. I'm like, there's no freaking way I'm going to make it through this day with this kid. He is out of control.
Well, but let me ask you this question. When you got the first one, did you have any symptoms?
No symptoms, but when I left, I took out a 5 and I tipped the girl like Amy. She goes, "Oh my God, nobody's tipped us, 4,000 people." And I walked out, I go, "Tell him Johnny was here." And I just left. I strutted out of there, Mary. Leaving
You tipped the COVID vaccine lady?
I did. Did it, Nettie?
For God's sakes.
I'm a big tipper, Mary. Big tipper.
I got mine today.
Look at that chicken wing.
I know. Butch.
Butch,
right there.
Yeah, no, I got number 2 the other day. So yeah, that was so. I was so tired,
Yeah.
And then I had that little guy today. That was exhausting.
But that's what I'm saying. What happened to me, and I didn't tip anybody, is I was fine the day after, the day of the vaccination, the day after the vaccination, and then this weekend I felt like a truck hit me.
Yeah,
that was the first one. But that was the first one.
Well, so everybody reacts different. When I had the first one, I didn't react much. My father, he's 87. After the second shot, he was like walking around for 2 days like nothing hit him. I'm going, oh my God, nothing. He felt unbelievable. A little tired, but
yeah.
Last Friday was my birthday.
Oh, happy birthday. I told you. I sent you something.
Yeah, I was 62. Did you send me a tip? I was 62.
No, I did not.
62. Do you know that I can go on Social Security right now?
I know. Yeah.
Oh my God, I can't believe how old I am. I just can't believe that I'm 62 and I can go on Social Security. That's ridiculous, right?
You don't look 62.
You look like 61 and a half, right?
No, you could still be in your 50s, John.
Yeah, no, I try to keep spry and running around like with the Vincent today. With the Vincent, we went up and down hills. We played soccer. We went to the park. I was talking to all the moms. I love when the moms go, "How old's your son?" And I'm like, "Yeah." I do the grandpa dance. I'm like, "I'm the grandpa."
Do you ever tell them that it's your son? Do you ever lie?
No, I don't lie. They say it to me sometimes. Wait till I dye my hair and shave. They're gonna really think I'm the dad.
Oh my God.
He's a young man. He's a Larocchia young man. He doesn't shut up all day long, this 4-year-old. He just wants to touch and talk about everything. He's very enjoyable. We watched a few Handy Manny today. Do you know Handy Manny?
I do. A little creepy. Gotta be honest.
No, Handy Manny's good. And Dirty and Stinky. Do you know Dirty and Stinky?
No, my kids were small. Doc McStuffins.
Ooh, all right. So that's what we did. And going backwards 1 second. The best birthday wish that I got on Facebook was from my 90-plus-year-old aunt, my mom's sister, from Florida. She's in an assisted living care facility. Her husband, my Uncle Pat, just passed away this year, and she sent me just a cute little, and then called me.
Yeah.
And that's
I called you too. I called you. Yes, I did.
You called me on my birthday?
Mm-hmm.
Are you sure?
But maybe I didn't.
No.
No, I think I didn't. You're right. But I don't know. I know we talked. It was around your birthday.
I can't talk to you enough. You're one of my favorite people. So
back at you. But no, do you feel older?
Well, after the shot and the Vincent and the back last week and working for it, yes, because that's what I was getting at with that. Friday was my birthday, and then I went for 4 days of teaching where I was exhausted, running around the classroom for 4 days by myself in the room, loading up the equipment, twitching my back, getting the COVID shot. Yeah, I felt old on yesterday, very old. Today I made a comeback.
Excellent.
Because he wanted to run up and down hills, and I wanted to watch him run up and down hills, and he would not allow it. So I had to run up and down hills with the Stunad. All right, we're going to go to commercial break, and we come back. I'm going to have to hear from my sister now with this mistake that I made. We'll be back.
Hi, I'm Michael Barish, managing partner of Barish, McGarry, Salzman, and Penson. We are honored to represent over 11,000 people in the 9/11 community. The people who work at my law firm can really relate to what the 9/11 community is going through because they're going through it too.
So my dad's name was Billy Gormley, and he was a fireman on 9/11.
My father also was a firefighter, and he did report down there as well on 9/11.
My dad, Alan, worked on the 104th floor of the second tower. He was an IT technician.
My father was a fire inspector.
My husband, his name is David Velez. He was a detective with the NYPD, and if I can help anybody that is going through exactly what I have gone through for the last 17, 18 years and make their life just a little bit better, then you know what? I love coming to work every single day.
You know, this is a genuine office. People are really sincere.
The best part of my job is the clients. Every once in a while you'll hear in their voice how grateful they are for the work that we do.
We take this personally, and we will not rest unless we help everybody we can before this victim compensation fund ends in 2 years. And we will be fighting to get this thing extended past 2020 because cancer isn't going to stop afflicting the 9/11 community.
That's Bobby bringing in.
Hey, hi guys.
Do we have any feedback from Linda? Do you feedback? You don't have it on Facebook, do you? The show? Are you watching?
No, I don't.
All right, good. I thought I had some feedback. But by the way, Bobby, with the commercial, you were on time. That's a $5 tip I'm giving Bobby so far. Because I'm a,
You know,
My-
can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
yes.
Yeah,
we
well,
can
that's
hear
the one thing I don't know about you is that you're a big tipper.
Well, excuse me, but
Come on. I've seen you.
you know what it is, Mary? My sister does not like to embarrass me. She
Oh, this
knows-
is Linda. This is your sister. Okay, I didn't know.
Mary.
Hi, it's nice to meet you. Yes.
Nice to meet you. Yeah. My
Linda-
brother's he's not a big tipper at all.
he's a huge tip. All right, so you know what it is, because you guys don't leave a good tip. So when you guys walk out, when I'm with you, I go back in. I go back.
We're trying to get out so we don't get to go.
Hey, I said, listen, I'm sorry about my family. Here's the $20. That's what I do. That's what I do. Anyway, so my sister Linda is not a dental hygienist.
No,
Like
she's
I
not.
said, what I thought my sister was a
Thank
dental
you.
hygienist years ago, and then morphed into running the whole office. She
Yeah.
was a dental hygienist on Wall Street, correct? No, I mean, what was she doing on Wall Street?
First of all, I wasn't near Wall Street. I was in a section.
Were you on an island?
No, I wasn't on any islands.
You didn't.
Unless you count Manhattan.
You were not in Manhattan.
Yeah, I was in Manhattan, John.
All right.
Yeah.
Then, now she's like next to a farm in New Jersey. She wants to.
You know, he's not joking about that, Mary. I have cows out my window.
Oh, I love that. That's great.
So what I thought I would bring my sister on tonight and talk about teeth, because everybody has them, Mary.
We do, yeah. Yeah, most people.
But she's not a dental hygienist. She's the
No.
office manager.
That's true.
So
she knows.
You see, Mary knows what I do, John. Mary knows.
So she's out of everybody in that office, she can let her teeth go. Really?
No.
She could.
No. I guess I could.
She could grab the folders. People come in and go, room 2. Julie, you're going to room 4. Room 4.
John, we don't have folders anymore. Come on.
No
Right
folders?
after I turn off my phonograph.
Well, let's get some teeth questions, because she does know her stuff. All right.
Okay.
You know my stuff.
Let's talk about basically brushing your teeth. Something we should do every day. We should brush our teeth. It used to be they said you should brush your teeth 3 times a day, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. Now, does that still go?
You should brush your teeth after you eat. If you eat 6 times a day, then you'll be brushing 6 times a day.
Really? 12 times a day.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
12 times a day I should be brushing my teeth. All right. Now,
No, but basically is 3 times a day is a good rule. They say that because you figure after breakfast, after lunch, after dinner, like people eat at normal hours anymore, but you should definitely brush before you go to bed too. Most definitely. Mm-hmm.
now let's talk about the flossing issue.
Mm-hmm. Is that something you do, my brother?
Well, I wasn't very good at flossing, but now I have the dental pick.
Oh, see, I don't like
the water thing.
Okay.
Okay. This is dangerous, this thing, because I had it on high. My teeth were bleeding. I had it on high, and then your mouth fills up with water, and your first inclination is to pull it out, and now you get sprayed in the eye.
Exactly.
Yeah. Or you're drooling water down your shirt. It's a mess.
I hate the pick. Sorry. I mean, if I have to do a commercial for it, I'll love it. But it's dangerous.
You know, they make one now that you can take in the shower.
Oh.
Yeah.
See, I don't do that.
You can water pick your teeth right in the shower.
See, I could do that.
Yeah.
I would do that.
I don't have that one.
Maybe you should get that one.
I think I should. Well, this was a gift. This was a gift. But I got a lovely meal that my daughter Olivia made. She likes to cook now. And I'm the one that goes up 5 minutes before it's done and tells her everything that she should have done.
Oh, that's nice of you.
Yeah. And and then I get like,
something tells me she didn't give you a tip after that, huh?
No.
Or maybe she did.
She did not. So now, all right. So what do you think of the water picks, Miss Dental Office Manager?
Well, I think they're a good tool, but they don't replace flossing. You should get in there and floss your teeth.
Really?
That's right.
They don't replace flossing?
No, little mechanical action, get in there.
Yeah.
How you can tell that for sure? After you use your water pick, you go in there and floss and look at your floss and see what's on there.
Yeah?
Yeah. If you still have stuff on there, then you're not doing a good job.
What about
remember years and years ago, you used to bite on those tablets, disclosing tablets? Do you remember that? And it used to turn pink all in your mouth?
No.
You don't remember that?
No.
Oh, Dr. Kornfeld used to hand those out all the time. Where were you?
No, I don't remember.
Oh, I remember. And then you could see all the crap that was on your teeth. Yes.
That stains your plaque, so you can tell if you removed it or not. Yeah, those were the best. They don't use them that much They don't use them that much.
What about the picks then? What about the things with the little piece of floss on it that looks like this?
That's good.
Oh, no, Mary?
Yeah.
No, because then these guys use it and then they walk around town with this or a toothpick hanging out of their mouth. It's disgusting. No.
I guess you're not supposed to do that. Can I ask you, why does your middle name now say Quincy? I'm just curious.
You'll have to figure it out, but I could say that our next guest, okay, and hopefully you are more alive than Chuck, but I don't know. He's a coroner.
Oh.
He's going to talk about teeth in a different way.
Does he floss teeth, the coroner?
I don't know. Chuck is a very interesting guy, and Chuck has witnessed me tipping on the road.
Oh.
Yes, in front of many people. Mary remembers when I took her out to dinner. Mary sat down. She goes, "John, let me pick this up." And I'm like, "Mary, come on!"
No, if I remember, and this is what I do because I'm a good girl. I took my purse out, and I was trying, and I took out a card, and you said to me, "It's not good here," but I could see the moment of him going, "Oh, maybe I should take it. Maybe I should." She's a big Hollywood actress. I take it. So there was a moment where you rethought the whole Buca de Beppo experience. Yeah.
You're probably right. That's more like me. That sounds more like me. But then two of the guys
cover. You did. It was lovely.
Next to me said, "Hey, you better pay for it." So back to some two-for questions. Let me congratulate one of our regular viewers, Pat, and his wife Nancy, on closing on their house today. Now, if Butch could tell me what the address is, I'll drop by, slip a 10 in their mailbox. It's almost like a gift. They could buy a little something, right, Mary?
Yeah.
Maybe a plant.
Maybe some floss. They can buy some floss. Yeah.
All right, so now what's the deal with? I lost a tooth back here. I got a space for like 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
Back here. It's a lot of money to put that in. My insurance does not cover that because that's.
Didn't Paula just do it?
Paula's doing it. Yeah, Paula just. And my insurance is not covering it. So Paula wanted a kitchen or a new tooth, and she got a new tooth.
Well, she's going to get her kitchen too, I think.
I know. I wonder if it's going to be delivered because every day I have Amazon. Every day. Amazon.
That's COVID. That's called isolation.
Tom's River, New Jersey is where their house is.
Nice.
Oh, nice. That's a nice area.
Yeah.
Very nice area. So maybe Butch, they could be a sponsor for the gala. That's really just so crude. Oh, they live in Tom's River? How about a few bucks and you can save lives? Right? No, congratulations, Pat and Nancy. Brick, New Jersey. Butch is throwing towns out now in New Jersey. So what other maintenance should we do with our mouth? What about mouthwashes?
How about some mouthwash?
Yeah, what's up with that?
Yeah, that'll reduce bacteria. You know, one of the major COVID protocols in our office is a pre-rinse with a percentage of peroxide. It's called Peroxyl. It's a mouthwash with a high content of peroxide, and it reduces.
What's the content?
You know, I knew you were going to ask that. I want to say 8%, but don't quote me on that. But,
because you know what? The store peroxide is in the store.
But you have to water that. You got to water that down. You got to do a half and half if you're going to use peroxide.
No. What I'm saying is that 3% is what we buy in the store.
Yeah, no, I want to say 8. I want to say 8, and I might be right on that. But also Listerine Bright White mouthwash. It's their bleaching mouthwash. Also has a high content of peroxide, and that's going to reduce the bacteria in your mouth.
I use that all the time.
Yeah, that's a great mouthwash.
You're saying pre-work on their mouth, they have to rinse?
They do multiple times if you have a long appointment, because when they work in there, the air-driven drills blows that out of your mouth, you know. So we have aerosol collecting things in your mouth, and one thing that we do have you do is use that rinse.
All right, here's a good question then.
Yeah.
If somebody's going to a dentist, what is one of the questions they should ask to make sure they're COVID compliant?
Well, that's definitely one thing. If they do a pre-rinse,
right?
Do they have air filtration systems in the rooms? We have air filtration systems in the room, so when you're done with your appointment, by the time the next patient comes in, that air has been filtered at least twice. So that removes a certain amount of microbes from the air.
And let me say this, Mary, a dental hygienist would not know this. Only the office manager.
Oh, they certainly do know it.
And that's why she was asked to be a guest. Yes.
And I'm also a big tipper.
And she's also a big sponsor of. Who's the dentist? Let's give him a shout out. Who always gives the donations?
Jeremy Vince Cruz.
Yes.
He always gives us something to raffle off at the gala. Hint, hint. Jeremy will be having the almost gala in May.
In May, and I'll be in it. So I expect
glad to do it.
Floss for everyone. John.
Floss and water picks.
Floss and water picks.
All right.
Yep.
So
yes.
That's
something you would definitely ask, you know?
Yeah. Well, you made some good points. You had some interesting points here. We have to go to commercial. If you want to hang out a while and listen to Chuck.
I'd love to listen to Chuck the coroner. Chuck the coroner?
Yeah, we can put you on, or you can put you on mute. If you really wanted to make a comment, you could unmute yourself and make that comment.
I wish I could have made comments to your tipping story, but
no, you cannot.
I held back on that.
Let me live in my own world. Let's go to commercial. We're going to Life Back, and we'll be right back.
When someone is choking, brain damage can occur after just 4 minutes. Did you know every 5 days a child dies because of a choking accident?
My name is Art Lee. I invented LifeVac to protect my family. LifeVac is an easy-to-use suction device with a special one-way valve to help save a choking victim.
I care for my dad, who's prone to choking. Having LifeVac in my home gives me peace of mind.
Protect your family. Buy LifeVac now.
Thank you, Dad. Call 1-877-LifeVac or visit lifevac.net.
$10 now for Bobby. $10. The commercials are flowing. We got Chuck Smith from Louisiana, Baton Rouge.
John, I want to clarify one thing.
Wait, before you say, I know what you're going to say.
No, you don't.
Because you don't remember saying this. You said this to me 3 times the last time we taught. Hey, John, that's a little much.
We're stealing tipping.
Hey, this is Baton Rouge. That's a little much. Right?
The truth of the matter is, John usually stays in his room and doesn't go out to dinner, so he doesn't have to tip, and he can keep his per diem.
He's got a point. He's got a point. Chuck, it's so good to see you, Chuck.
It's great seeing you, John. I'm ready to be on the road again.
The last time, I think it was the last time we worked together, it was a very scary and dangerous time for me because I saw Chuck Smith for the first time watching LSU football game. And it was scary, Chuck.
Let me clear it up.
Go ahead.
It was LSU and Alabama.
Right.
It's not just a regular game. And
Okay.
it's the first time LSU had beaten Alabama in 8 years. And they went on to win the national championship. And it was intense. But you and the other firefighter from New York, who was up there?
The Big Tipper?
Yeah.
Who was with? Not Tom Mazuski. Who was with us?
No. Deaf is a post.
Oh, my old captain, Doherty, Vinny Doherty.
Yes.
But watching Chuck watch this game, he was getting so worked up, and I'm like, oh, please let them win. How am I going to work with this man tomorrow if they lose? And they did win, right? They won.
And that may have been the last time we were together, John.
I think it was. And Chuck has been so gracious as, John, when are you going to come out to an LSU game? I'll take care of you. I'll take care of you. They tailgate up the wazoo, and hopefully I get to take you up on that in the next year.
Tommy Fitzpatrick is coming this year.
Oh, is he?
Yes. Yeah. I talked to him last night.
So, Chuck, you have an interesting job. What is your title? Is your title coroner? Is that your title?
Well, John, of your 3 guests, you've only missed the job on 2 of them. I did that for a long time. But it's been a while since I've done it. I'm working now. In a homicide unit. So it's the same line of work.
Right.
Still dead bodies.
With different positions.
Well, you were. What was your title 10 years ago? 15 years ago?
Deputy coroner.
Okay, so
There you go. Yeah.
All right.
He was close.
Now you also belong to a special national team.
Yes.
What is that? You still do that?
Yeah, I do. It's the name of the team is DMARC, Disaster Mortuary Operational Response, and just in a word, what we do, if there's a bad event that happens anywhere in the country that overwhelms the local or state resources, we go in and work for that agency and assist them. In fact, I spent 3 weeks up in New York City working the COVID deal for the. Yeah, I was up there. We worked out on.
I would have taken you out, Chuck. I would have taken you out for dinner.
Eddie was going to come visit, but his wife wouldn't let him come near us because of the COVID. We were working for the medical examiner's office.
Eddie's wife won't let him go near her.
Yeah.
I have a question. Can I ask a question? So I'm fascinated by this, Chuck. I'm an actress, and he got this correct. Thank God. So this is my research if I ever have to play a coroner or somebody in homicide. So my question, so when you went up and worked with the basically the COVID situation, when somebody dies who's died from COVID, can you still catch it?
There has now, I've not checked the research in the last few months, but there was only one confirmed case in the world of somebody catching COVID from a deceased person.
Oh, interesting.
This was a few months ago. Very, very, very difficult because
you got to breathe out, right?
Yeah, exactly. The mechanism is when somebody breathes out, they breathe out very small particles, you inhale them, and that's where you get it. So we were assisting the medical examiner's office, not so much with the COVID deaths. There were COVID deaths, but there were everybody's deaths across the country went up 30% or so. People would have chest pains and say, if I go to the hospital, I'm going to catch COVID and die. And they'd sit on their couch and have a heart attack and die instead. I mean, that happened a bunch. So the death rate was up, and we went in and helped with that.
What are some of the other major events that you responded to in the last 20 years?
Oh, gosh.
Just to be a few.
Well, I started this with my federal team in late 94. Then April 19th, 1995, the Oklahoma City bombing occurs. So I deployed to Oklahoma City. Shortly thereafter, deployed to the Olympic Park bombing, TW-800. I was almost got a voter registration in New York City in 2001. I was there 4.5 months, working the World Trade Center. This gray hair is because of Hurricane Katrina and Rita in 2005. I ran that operation for 6 months, and it was absolutely horrible. If you've ever got to have a disaster, you want to go and travel to it. You don't want it to happen in your own backyard.
Right.
Hey, Chuck, I'm sorry for jumping in, but like Mary, this is fascinating me. I got a question for you. You just mentioned the Olympic bombing.
Yep.
The gentleman, or the two gentlemen who were, I guess, traveling investigators, is that what you do?
I went up. I was actually pre-deployed with my federal team. A lot of times what we'll do is if there's a major event occurring, we will pre-deploy a couple of people to make contact with the local authorities. In the event that something's happened, we can rapidly get people in. So with it being the Olympics, I was the person who went in, and I just happened to drive into Atlanta the afternoon of the bombing, and it never rolled into a federal response because there were not enough fatalities. But I was involved in the event that did occur up there.
Wow.
Now, you know what? This is the kind of people that I work with at LSU, National Center for Bioresearch and Training. The best, some of the smartest people around. We have some scientists, right, Chuck? We got some people.
You still don't tip, okay?
What the hell are you doing there, John?
Here's what I'm saying, Chuck. Here's what I'm saying. So we had a crawfish boil in one of the local instructors' backyards. Chuck, you were there, correct? Okay.
Was that where the parrot was, John? Was that the parrot?
No. The two New Yorkers are back there trying to figure out what to do with a crawfish boil, right? And they're trying to teach us. We take a picture by the pool, and I've told this story a number of times. In this picture, now, a lot of guys want to work for LSU. You know, you got to put in an application. A lot of people want to work for LSU. So we take a picture, and there's like 30 instructors in this picture. And I'm looking at the phone, and I call a few of the guys over, and I go, come here, look at the picture. And we look at the picture, and I go, I've got to be the dumbest guy in this picture. But I said, but I'm in the picture. How many people can't make the picture? So I don't care. I'm in the picture.
Yeah, there were some smart guys at that crawfish boil.
Because I work with guys like this gentleman. And
not me. I'm not including me in that, John.
I am. You're a pleasure to work with. And he's so engaging and entertaining and interesting, you know. And then you hate to follow him. It's like, oh, Chuck Smith, he's been at 80 to say, let's bring up the dope in New York City. Hey, what are you doing? I'm going to teach you a little something today. What I crack up is I'm allowed in the cafeteria at LSU. Could you see me walking into the cafeteria at LSU? The teacher's cafeteria, like Rodney Dangerfield. Hey, how you doing? What are we eating today? I just can't do it.
I've got, I think, a good question. Chuck, did you see John's middle name up there?
I did.
Did you watch Quincy?
I don't ever recall watching one episode of Quincy.
Oh no? Oh,
No.
Well, this is a better question.
Yes.
Many shows these days show the morgue, show the coroner, show the medical the medical examiner. Is there one show that you've caught that you say, hey, that's pretty realistic?
Well, all of the shows that are based on real cases are realistic because they're real cases and they really are not fabricated. But the majority of the other ones, I started watching Longmire, and I really liked the series of Longmire.
I don't know.
It took me about 2 or 3 seasons to get over the fact that it was just not very accurate. A lot of the stuff was not very accurate. And it appeared to me that near the end of the series, the writing got better. because it became a lot more accurate than it was early on. So I'll look at things. It doesn't keep me from watching those programs, but
right.
It's just like you. If you watch Backdraft, you watch Backdraft, and there may be some great things.
John actually watches Chicago Fire, and he said that's pretty accurate, right, John?
No, I say I watch Chicago Fire. I watch it occasionally, yes. It's pretty accurate, but I watched it.
Not accurate?
I stick to dental hygienist shows.
Oh, stop. But here's the thing.
Too bad he doesn't know any.
Exactly. No, because I was on ER. We had Dr. Fred as our medical supervisor.
Oh, yeah.
And we got to watch him, and he would tell us, I mean, I played a cop, but he would tell the doctors if it didn't look correct. So,
And that's exactly, when I was working the World Trade Center, I became close friends with a guy at the medical examiner's office. When he left the medical examiner's office, excuse me, he went to work for one of the series, basically as Mary, what would you call that person?
A consultant.
A consultant. Thank you. I wasn't pulling it up. As a consultant, to look at the stuff and see, and a lot of it is, it's you're in the business, Mary. You know how that goes. A lot of times, if it's not accurate, it's a little bit more entertaining. If it's a little bit less accurate, and you take that literary license, maybe.
Sure.
But for the most part, most of the shows are pretty accurate now. A lot more so than they used to be.
Yeah. I watch a lot of them. I don't.
I don't. I will watch the datelines or the things that are based on real cases because it fascinates me. Those cases just fascinate me.
Paula, my wife, is addicted to Dateline, and
I love it.
She says, "I'm really having a bad day. I want to cheer myself up. Let's watch somebody get murdered." That's like, and I'm like, "Oh, that's great, honey." But now it's too much because now you have all that in your head. Like she'll come home, the car will pull up, and then she's not in the house in 10 seconds, and I'm opening the door like, "Where are you?" She goes, "I was pulling out the garbage pail." Like it's like 10 seconds, but I'm all Datelined out now. It's a little much.
Oh, there's a bunch. There is a bunch.
Well, Chuck, thank you for coming on.
It was great, John.
I can't wait to be on the road with you again. And I promise I will go out to dinner more than once. He's right. I don't, and I always say to them, it has nothing to do with you guys. I just like to go back to my room. I do a little exercise. I don't like to sit around. I do a little exercise, and then I'll watch a TV show, relax. So I don't go out to eat as much as they do.
Real quick, I know you're going to commercial. The last time we went, one of the instructor's son got us a $600 gift certificate to a really nice restaurant, and John had opted out.
Well, no, here's the deal. I don't go out to eat all the time. So now I'm not going to go out because they got this fancy thing. Now I'm going to go out to eat and look like a real schmuck? No. And here's the deal. They wanted me to go out to eat because I would have never heard the end of that. So I'm not that stupid, Chuck. I'm not that stupid.
It was a great meal anyway.
Yeah,
it was great. Loved it.
All right. Take care, Chuck. Let's go to commercial, and we'll be back with our closing comic. You guys can hang on in the waiting room if you want. Get some yucks.
Jack, put your phone away. We're having dinner.
Hey, guys.
Hi.
Hi, how you doing?
What can I get you? You guys want appetizers?
For some reason, I just got a craving for smoked meat.
Well, you ordered something already. The menu hasn't changed. You looked at it 3 times.
I don't know what I want yet.
I wanted chicken, but I think it's blackened, so I'll have a burger.
How'd you like that cooked?
Medium.
Do you have any specials?
Specials? Boss, what specials?
What's the matter? You don't know the specials?
Look at this smoke.
What smoke?
We gotta get these dumps clean.
Nah, they're fine.
You know what? We're just gonna take our order to go, okay?
In business since 2003, MCM Duct Cleaning is the result of many years of research and continuing education. Realizing the need to provide a safer and cleaner environment for families on Long Island, MCN services both residential and commercial properties by cleaning dryer vents, fireplaces, HVAC systems, and so much more. This not only improves air quality, but it could also reduce your energy bills by making things run more efficiently. So, if you want to make your house or business safer and cut down on your bills in the process, give our friend Matt over at MCN a call now.
Is that steak well done?
Maybe call a little bit sooner than these guys did.
I love that commercial. Hello, Holly.
Hey, how's everybody doing?
How are you?
I'm doing great. Just here in Texas, still complaining about the 3 days we had of snow in the past 10 years.
Yeah, that must have been crazy. Did you have a shovel? What did you use?
Oh, no shovel.
No shovels?
No, I date a fireman. We use his boots.
So, have you been watching our show? Have you watched any?
I watched a couple of them, to be honest with you. And of course, I am Facebook friends with you, and I love your walk and talk videos and your family. So, yeah, big fan.
Thank you so much. That means a lot to me. I did like 4 of them today with the little guy. He exhausted me today. So we wanted to have you on to close the show with some yucks. As Mary and I are both comics, and we understand how hard it is to do stand-up on Zoom, even though Mary is an expert by now. She's done like how many shows?
Like 175.
On Zoom? Wow.
That's great. Thank you.
That's a lot.
Congratulations. It is a lot.
So what do you got for us, Holly?
Well, to go back to, I saw a bit of the show before, but I did watch Quincy, just so you know. I'm that old. I did watch Quincy. So I had my hand up like, I did. I love those medical shows. Yeah, me too. And that just brings way back to like growing up and visiting my grandparents. I'm from Canada, so I'm not allowed to cross the border. I think my dad closed it on purpose, but yeah, had something to do. He had something to do with it. He was going to help build the wall just so I would never move home.
Yeah, I watched Columbo too. Columbo.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I like Columbo. Just one more thing.
And it helped me when I started dating criminals that were in jail. So I had learned a lot about, jail and people that were doing the investigations and stuff. Yeah. A lot of good questions I got from the shows. So I'm an expert dater. So yeah, I'm Holly Van Straten. I'm not Sarah Palin. A guy came up to me in the bar and he's like, "Oh my gosh, you look just like Sarah Palin." And I'm like, "What, really?" He's like, "Oh yeah, I should know. I watch a lot of Pornhub. Who's nailing Palin?" And I'm like, "Okay, well, buy me 2 drinks and you could be holding this Holly." I don't know. So my parents got married when they were 18 and I came along 5 months later. Yeah, when I was old enough to do the math, I told my friends, my name's not really Holly Van Straten. It's Holly Backseat Van Straten. Yeah. My mom overheard me and she said, "If you tell that story one more time, I'm going to tell you what really happened." Yeah. During that wild, passionate 30 seconds in the back of the Chevy Chevelle. My parents are madly in love. They've been married 52 years. They make it real easy for me to remember my age. They hold hands. They still kiss. They laugh at each other's jokes when they can hear them. Yeah, my brother married his high school sweetheart, and they've been married for 25 years and gave my parents 2 beautiful grandchildren, right? Who cares? Really? Who cares? I'm not jealous because I'll always be mom and dad's first. He shoots, he scores! Yeah, so I was dating this guy, and I walked into his apartment. I heard the hair blower, and he's bald. So I found him in the bathroom, and he's blow drying the tub. Come to find out, he has a problem with anything moist. Yeah, we should date now that I'm going through menopause. Yeah. So last week here in Texas, I was walking into the mall, and this young, hot kid calls me a MILF, mother I like to fondle. Right. And so I walked up to him and I said, "How dare you? You do not know me. I don't have kids." "Did you mean menopausal?"
you'd like to fondle? And then I walked up to him and I whispered in his ear and I said, if we were to have sex, you'd be the closest thing for me to ever having a baby inside of me.
Oh, gee.
So I have been traveling a little bit for my job, and I was at the airport lounge, and I was sitting there waiting for my flight, and a cute guy is looking at me, and I'm making eye contact, and he gets up and walks over, and I notice that he has 2 prosthetic legs. So he sits down and he goes, hey, I would like to get together when you're back from your trip if you're interested. He said, but before you answer, I just have to tell you I have 2 fake legs. Does that bother you? And I'm like, oh, no, I've been having sex with a fake penis for years. So I got on that flight and I got to sit in first class. It was like amazing, new and amazing. The bed lied down flat. I slept for the entire 8-hour flight. Oh, wow. The new and amazing part wasn't the lie flat bed. It was when I woke up, the guy was still there next to me. So have you guys ever been skydiving? Anyone?
I will not do it. I will not.
Okay. You've done a lot. So I've done it 3 times.
I could see myself, dying in a skydive accident and like, well, you did a lot of things in your life.
You've done a lot. Well, I decided to go. I've been 3 times, and my friends are like, wow, isn't that scary? And I'm like, hell yeah, it's scary, but where else am I going to go to be able to strap a guy to my ass for 7 minutes? For only $120. Frequent flyer program. So water skiing last summer. Texas is amazing for lakes and stuff. I never really got to do that when I lived in New York for the 9 years I was there, but I went water skiing last summer, and I'm a pretty active, almost 52-year-old because my parents just had their anniversary. And but going water skiing, I had no idea that my legs could open up quite that wide. Yeah. I'm still dripping lake water. So, weather here, those 3 days of snow that we had, I'm back to my private golf lessons. And I went to my instructor and he just wasn't himself. And he's like, I'm sorry, I'm not myself. He's like, I'm due to some of my own discretions, I'm getting a divorce. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Well, not that you're getting a divorce, but you chose to sleep with somebody else other than me, not me.
Choice.
So I have a confession. I've always been attracted to men in uniform. Not the orange and black ones. Although I always knew where they were. And when I asked him what he was doing Saturday night, he said he was going to be busy for the next 10 to 15. I knew he was telling me the truth. So I wanted to be a cop growing up. So back to this uniform thing, I wanted to be a cop. I actually failed the eye exam. I have a crooked eye. Science says it's an imbalance. They don't work together. So I explain it as like I have one dom and one sub eye, like a top and a bottom almost. So I was at a bar back in 1989. I was in Hawaii at a bar, and I asked a really hot Marine to dance. I was 19 from Canada visiting, and I asked this hot Marine to dance, and he looked over his right shoulder at the guy behind him where my eye was looking. And I grabbed his arm and I was like, no, I'm talking to you. So we danced and we got married 4 months later. That was a terrible, terrible disaster. I did learn one thing from that experience though. I should have trusted my crooked eye.
Holly, we have to wrap it up.
Yeah, that's right.
Thank you so much for taking the time to be on our show. I really appreciate it.
My pleasure.
And thanks for the comment about the little videos. It makes me smile knowing that people smile watching them.
It's a pleasure. Keep doing what you're doing. It's making a big difference, and I'll keep sharing your page. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
A pleasure. A pleasure. So we have our Almost Gala coming up. It's probably be pushed back to May. We're going to be raising some money. We have some sponsors coming on board. Mary, what do you got going on?
What do I have going on? I am headlining St. Patrick's Day with Comedy Therapy New Jersey. You can get tickets comedytherapy.com. I'll be headlining St. Patrick's Day. Woohoo! So
are you actually going to be in New Jersey, Mary?
No, it's Zoom via Zoom. Sorry. But yeah, 8 o'clock, guys.
Yeah, put up those flyers, Bobby.
10 o'clock. 10 o'clock. I'm sorry. 10
This
o'clock.
is the date will be changed. This is the flyer we're going to use. We're going to have a beach theme for the gala, the Beach Boy album. It's going to be a beach theme. I don't know what that means yet. We're doing it virtually, so I'll probably be doing the show in my Speedo and some sunglasses. I don't know. It's going to be a ball.
Do you need a picture of me in a bathing suit? I don't want to do that.
No.
We should have one more. We should have one more flyer. Our first responders tour. There we go.
And this is our new Heroes Tour, where we're going to be doing some shows. Comics are mostly healthcare professionals, firemen, military, chef and assistant care facility, Pat Marone. We're going to have a ball with this. We're going to do a number of shows. So that's it. We'll see you next week. I think Mark Rigadana is co-hosting next week. And we'll be back. Thank you, Butch. Thank you, Bobby. Thank you, Mary, Holly, my sister, and Chuck. Chuck from the medical examiner's office.
Don't forget to thank your sister, for God's sakes.
Yes, the dental hygienist. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night. Play the music.
Leather gloves, we're slapping in hands. Popcorn and peanuts, we're working the stands. Pink cotton candy, love on a stick. Who's chasing the beer? The circle the lips, play ball. Play ball. Load up the bases and smack it right over the wall. Play ball. Play ball.